Good morning and welcome to this Sunday morning here and another week of video diary on the farm. So as you can see, we are tipping potatoes into the potato store, well, into the hopper actually, and then the hopper and the conveyor belts send the potatoes down the down into the store. And as you can see, we're getting rather full in here, which is good. Obviously we want the shed nice and full, and it's a bit of a juggle to get it to load in properly, but yeah, overall it's going very well, and as I say, quite pleased with the amount of potatoes that's coming into the store. What we're tending to do is we make a big pile in the middle, and then we completely fill this side, and then move over here, and then completely fill this side. Now, that's not the most common traditional way of doing it, but that's the way that we sort of think we find, or I find easiest, seeing as I'm the one that's actually doing it. But as I say, it can be, why have we got no potatoes coming through? Has something broken down? It would appear so. So yeah, all this good fun happens. Right, let's just, if we can, take it back a little bit, and then swing it that way. That hopefully should do it. There we go. Sometimes when you back up the trailer, if you don't, sometimes you can catch it, and if you do catch it, then it just knocks it off ever so slightly. But anyway, we're up and running again now. And as I say, this is the sort of easiest way that we find of sort of putting them in the shed, and to do it this way, and then just keep moving everything back, and then fill in the middle section first, or as near to the middle as we can, and then fill the other section. So the potato harvester is in the field that's to the, as we're looking now, to the left hand side. But yeah, so it's always good to get up onto the heap and just have a little look at what we're doing, and sort of making sure that we're, if we can, fill in the shed nice and even and nice and level. As I say, it's not traditional to do it this way. Normally you would have the elevators swinging from side to side, you just keep loading it like that, but we tend to find, or I tend to find, that it doesn't load that well like that. So this is the reason why I do it the way that I do it. But it's no big problem, as I say. But I just thought I'd bring you in. This is what we do first thing in the morning. It's currently about 5 to 6 this morning, and the lads wanted to get the lads and Dad wanted to get an early start. Reuben is on the tractor and trailer. George is having a day off, just because it's Sunday, and if we're not harvesting, or if we're not exceptionally busy, the field's next to the farm, so the tractor coming to and from the farm, or to and from the field, is not, it's only taking a couple of minutes. So we're only running one tractor and trailer, and in the gap where the tractor's going to empty, so it empties into our holding shed, and then we bring it. Then I bring it up to here. It just saves time. The tractor that's running alongside the potato harvester doesn't need to be sat here, waiting while we fill the sheds. It can just sort of literally dump its potatoes and then go, and then from there I can pick the potatoes up and then bring them to here, and as I say, fill the shed, in sort of my own sweet time, if you like. But anyway, as I say, I just thought I'd bring you in. But I'm sure as the day or the week and everything goes on, we'll have loads more for the update, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. And if you get as far as the end, I'll see you then. Good morning, everybody. Alright, it's Tuesday morning. So, I didn't do an update yesterday just because all we were doing all day, and I will show you a bit later on when I get back to the farm, but all we were doing yesterday was potato harvesting and me just filling the store. That was pretty much all I did. I stayed in there pretty much all day. But as you can see, today Stephen has arrived and he is harvesting our sugar beet for us. He's just cutting out this gauze to make sure that, well, not to make sure, but to give him a sort of longer, straighter run. So we're sort of doing all of the gauze and all of the short work down here at the moment, but it's going very well. An amazing amount of sugar beet off the headland. If I can get over there, I will show you. But yeah, so as I say, the sun's come out today. And also as well today at some point we've got Dove Farms, another farm based here in Yorkshire, and they're going to very kindly come and help us with our linseed, because as many of you will know that have been watching these episodes and these video diaries as they have been coming out over the last sort of month or 6 weeks or whatever, our Massey Ferguson has continually let us down. We've had, to be fair to it, we've had periods where we've maybe got a day and a half out of it, and then it's then sort of gone wrong, or it's broken down, or something else has happened, or whatever. It's continually let us down. And the thing with linseed is, we're very late because we're into October. We're in the second week now of October. So not only are we very late in getting it harvested, the biggest problem that you have with linseed is that if you can't harvest it when the sun is shining, you're not really going to harvest it because the combine finds it very hard to feed, and it sort of bungs up, and it just doesn't do a very good job. And because we've got such a short window with the linseed, in terms of, it's a short window in terms of, we're in October, in the second week of October. How long is the sun going to stay out? Rain is forecast over sort of at the end of this week to the beginning of next week. I can't take that chance that we might get 2 days of sun, but the combine might be broken down for a day and a half. I just can't take that risk. And so, as you know, I've been sort of ringing around and trying to find, a farm that would come and help us out, and quite a few have been reluctant, mainly because they're very busy. And as I say, this Dove Farms have agreed to come and help us, and I know they're very busy too. And the fact that they're taking a little bit of time out of their schedule, if you like, to come and give us a hand is I'm really grateful. One thing I will do for those of you that obviously watch this channel because you like your your sort of real farming videos, I'll put a link to their channel in the description. Go and check them out. Well worth a sub, and as I say, go check them out. I sort of watch the videos myself, and I've been doing since lockdown really, and yeah, they are very kindly, we very much appreciate the fact that they're coming to give us a hand to get our linseed in, and we're hoping that today we should get most of it in. That's the plan. They're coming a little bit later this morning, so it's it's still quite damp out at the moment. As I say, the sun is up and coming through the clouds, and the clouds are breaking. We haven't had no rain, but it has been very cloudy the last day or so. Incidentally as well, while I'm this way, and by the way, that was our beet pile, and that's just off the headlands. That's an amazing amount of sugar beet just off our headlands. Now the headlands we've cut 25 metres from the from the dike or from the edge of the field into the field. We've cut them 25 metres. Now the reason we've done that is because it's a little bit excessive, but the reason why I've asked Stephen to do that is because when he's turning on the headlands, he isn't going to need to turn sharp. He'll be able to do a really nice long swing out, and it won't cut and turn the soil over too much, because the last thing that I sort of want is for the soil to get on the field to get really scuffed up and rutted and stuff like that, because the hope is, because it's dry, and it's been dry now for a day or so. So I think Saturday was the last time we had some rain, and again it wasn't very much rain, but it was a little bit of rain. But Sunday was very warm, yesterday was very warm, and today also is the temperatures are rising, so the ground has dried out nicely. And if I can, if it's possible, and Stephen can manage to do the nice long swings on the headland so we don't rut and scuff up, what I want to do is I want to get this soloed and then get it straight drilled, because at the moment it will make an absolutely gorgeous seabed if we solo this. And then once we've soloed it, as I say, if we can then get the drilling behind, we've still got the verdostat at the moment. And the reason we've still got the verdostat is because the farm that we've borrowed the verdostat off are currently trying a 12-metre coon, or convervaland. I think it might be actually. I think it might be a convervaland actually. So yeah, they're trying that, and they've said that while they're trying that, and they've got that now for I think about 2 weeks. They've said that we're more than welcome to keep hold of the verdostat until they need it. The winter barley that I drilled over in those 3 fields where I did that little bit of sort of demonstration, which I've watched back, it wasn't that good, and I don't think it was that clear, but basically I was just sort of trying to say, if you don't have a straight edge, just drive a set of tram lines through the middle of the field and then work one way of the tram lines. So you set your tram line breed, and then the computer will continually count up to the next set of tram, to the next tram line bout, and it will work out across the field to the left. And then when you do the same, when you go past the tram lines on the right, you then set it to the number after the tram line number, and then drill it, and then it will come right then to the right hand side of the field. So, but they need rolling. But at the moment, and I've sort of made this decision, and no one's overruled me, so I'm taking it at the moment. It's not a bad decision. I've said to Dad, we'll not roll that. What we'll do is we'll concentrate on getting the potatoes in dry, the sugar beet in, and then hopefully the first field, because they're in the second field now, potatoes over there. So they've done the first field. They finished the first field about 10 o'clock last night. So we worked quite late, but we did get that field done in the end, which I'm really pleased about. And a bit later on, again, when I'm at the yard, when I show you the potato store, I'll also show you the tractors in the field again. Maybe do a little bit of time lapse. I'm hoping that when Dove Farms come, they're not going to mind me filming the combine, and also as well doing a little bit of drone footage of the combine and stuff, sort of working in the field, because it's a Claas Lexion 6600 combine. From what I understand, it's on flotation tyres, so quite wide tyres, which is good, because obviously we're quite keen to minimise compaction here. Unfortunately, we couldn't get them for our Massey Ferguson, but the Massey Ferguson is now going. We're not going to persevere with that. We've already, thanks to my videos going out, we've already had a couple of dealerships kind of give us a ring and say, oh, we've got a lovely, sort of second-hand combine in, currently on offer to us at the moment is a John Deere I think it's a 670i, I think it is. I might be wrong on that. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but we've politely declined John, not because it's John Deere, just because we don't want a second-hand combine. That's we've been down that route and it hasn't worked. So if we are going to be looking to buy a brand new combine, we're going to buy a brand new one, or we're not sure whether to go down the rental route and hire a big combine, try and blitz the combine in a very short space of time, which then leaves us enough time then to be able to get all our ground prep done. So we kind of have, what can I say? We, we've we've had a quiet word in classes here about how much it might be to hire an 8900 Lexion and a John Deere X9 or 9X. I can't remember now, but it's the John Deere 9 series. So we have kind of put out some feelers as to, sort of the availability, and also the New Holland CR11, but also the 1090 as well. So we're sort of going to go as big as we can go, although we don't have much ground to combine. And as we go on, for a while we'll have even less. But then as we hopefully start to grow, the combinable crops to the veg crops will start to roughly even out again. But veg is kind of the way that we're sort of going to start going, I think. Next year we're hoping to be growing onions. We've looked into the possibility of growing carrots next year. Obviously potatoes we already grow, increasing the amount of potatoes that we grow. Peas we grow, which is obviously a combinable crop, but it's something that we're kind of classing on the veg sort of side, so therefore, and beans as well that we grow as well. But we'll still be growing winter wheat just because it's a very valuable crop to us. We're interested to know how this rapeseed does. It's on the other side of this field, funnily enough. It doesn't look too bad, but there are starting to be patches in the field, so we'll reserve judgment on that for now, just because, as I say, there are some patches coming in that field. But anyway, so I just thought I'd show you the sugar beet harvester. I'll show you it again probably as well. We'll try and get some drone footage of the sugar beet harvester as well, when the day moves on a bit and we're sort of getting through here nicely. But at the moment, as I say, we've got Dad and George potato harvesting out there. Ruben is cutting grass verges on the fields ready for work in the land, and then a bit later on he'll go back ploughing, and then I'm down here with Stephen harvesting the sugar beet. So we've got this field, and then the field where Dove Farms is going to be doing the combining. The field next door is also sugar beet, but it's not as big as this one. It's wider, but it's not as long. So overall, this field is bigger, even though it's sort of a long, thin field. But it is overall bigger than the other one. So this one's going to be the one that takes the time, because from what we've experienced so far, it can't make a full length pass without the tank needing to be emptied. So it's about a tank and a half. We're delighted at how well this is yielding, and very shocked at how well it's yielding, considering how wet it went in. But for all we know, all that water that it sort of went into, it may have sucked it all up and converted it into sugar. So, but yeah, the yield off this field is incredible. As I say, we're using the Holme sugar beet cart, and it's doing a very good job. It means we can get a full tank of this roper into there, so it means we're not sort of messing about too much. And because the sugar beet harvester does get completely emptied each time that I go underneath it, it gives me enough time to get back up there and empty before it's full again. But we are sort of on a continual round. But as I say, we did the headlands and now we're just into the short, because otherwise it's going to be a lot of flaff. So get rid of this first, and then the rest of it should be plain sailing. But I'm going to sign off for now, just because I've sort of given the update that I wanted to give, and a little bit later on, as I say, we'll be in the potato shed, and we'll also go and have a look at the potato harvester, and then, as I say, hopefully a bit later on, I think it's early afternoon, Dove Farm should hopefully be here, and then we'll get some footage of them combining, which will be very good. So bye for now. Right, so here I am in the potato store. So it's a little bit fuller than the last time you was in here, but it's as I say, it's good to see that the shed is filling up. That's what we want to see. Lots of lovely potatoes, King Edward variety, and yeah, main crop obviously, and it's filling the shed up very nicely. As I say, we've just got this now to fill in around there. As I said last time, I sort of do one corner, fill it all out, and then come to the middle, fill that out, and then go to the corner, fill that out. Well, this time I've done corner, and then we're doing the middle, and then what we'll do is we'll fill all the gap in then, as we've done here, and then move all the elevators back again, and we'll keep sort of going along like that. But yeah, it's nice to see that this shed is getting very, very full. And I've just been over to the potato field, the potato harvesting field, and they're getting on very very nicely in there. It's surprising how quickly they can start to get across the land. So they've done, as I say, really, really well. They started this field this morning, and a few hours ago, and already so this brown is what we've done, where we basically just keep mulching and sort of dragging over the headlands just to keep the weeds out. But this is where they started this morning. But as I say, to already be this far over, it is very, very good, and I'm very pleased. And again, the potatoes, like the sugar beet, are yielding unbelievably at the moment, so very grateful. Because we're not. I'm not going to lie here. With the back end of last autumn, this spring, we didn't hold out a great deal of hope in terms of yields for wheat, for barley, for all of that sort of stuff, and potatoes especially, because they went in so wet again. They went in sort of in decent conditions and what have you, but then what happened was, we put them in, and then it rained and didn't stop raining, and there was one point in this field especially, we came in, and down the rows was just water, and that's not good, because that can cause rot and lots of other sort of problems within the potatoes. And yeah, we we were really not very optimistic. But our spring and winter barley, well, our spring barley especially, we've never had such yields as what we've had this year. Two fields that have yielded, that Dad has said that he's never had that much spring barley come off those fields. So that's really good. The potatoes are doing fantastic, and they're decent quality as well. We're putting it all in, and I'm obviously keeping my eyes peeled for rotten and sort of bad potatoes and damaged potatoes and slug damaged potatoes and stuff like that. But we really aren't getting very many. I mean, when they go through our grader, so when they go through our machine, we'll know then, because as I say, the machine will with its laser technology, will be able to identify. We'll go in through this door. It's a little bit easier because I always bang my knees on the machine. If I go through the other door, we'll go through this door. But yeah, so if when they come in here, this machine with its laser technology, so up there on those belts there's lasers, and it's able to tell good potatoes from bad potatoes, and it will then sort them out into into what, if they're small, they'll go to seed. If they're sort of medium, they'll either go to medium, and I think the large ones over medium over a certain size, and then the large ones, they go to our premium potatoes. So that's what we end up selling. That's the crop that we sell, but then we have also as well the machine separates out the seed for us, and also any sort of potatoes that are not meeting the size and quality that we're looking for. And we also have some foreign labourers come in, and they stand up there and help to grade as well, so we don't rely completely on the machine, but the machine is, I think, probably more than capable of doing it. But yeah, so as I say, when the machine's running, box under here, elevator comes down, fills the box up, we can fill 3 boxes at once, and that's what we do, and that's how we sort the potatoes. But yeah, we're very pleased at the moment because, as I say, it's a good quality crop, and it's a good quality crop, and there's not too much in the way of bad stuff in there from what I can see with just a very quick eye. As it's coming over the elevators. But yeah, so just thought I'd show you in the elevators. As I say, it's going very well, and we were thinking that maybe sort of the shed would only be full to here with all the fields of potatoes that we had, but to actually get it so that we're now nearly up to this post. I mean, when we get all this filled in, that's where we're going to be, and that's amazing. And as I say, next year we're hoping to grow more potatoes. Onions and carrots are coming in. So we're on the lookout for sort of harvesting equipment for them. This drill, as you'll know from when I was drilling the winter barley, was the first time that I used it, and we're definitely going to be going to Verdestat and trying to purchase one of these. It was a very, very good drill. It's left a superb seedbed. Don't get me wrong, we know that it's going to be an optimal condition drill, and when conditions don't turn as favourable, you kind of wonder what sort of job this drill's going to do. But that's where and why we have actually I can't show you that. Can't show you that because that was picked up last week. I thought it was this week. It was last week. But the Amazon combination drill that we had, that has gone. But that was awful. That's going. We've sold that. So as soon as we as soon as I said in one of the videos that we were looking to get rid of it, we were contacted very, very quickly. So a farmer's already bought that one, which is good because I want to buy the Verdestat, and I also want to buy a 6-meter combi drill. And the reason I want to buy a 6-meter combi drill is I'm not going to buy one at the moment. We might get away with it. We might just have enough sort of dryish weather where I can get on with drilling the wheat, because these 2 field potatoes here, the 2 sugar beet fields, the field of potatoes up there, and over behind that shed there's another little field in there. It's only a small one, but that's all coming winter wheat. So we're hopeful that that should be enough. But anyway, I'm going to sign off again, and when there's a bit more of an update and when some more exciting stuff is happening, I'll come back. Bye for now. So as you can see, I'm out in the field now with Dove Farms, who have very kindly arrived and have started doing our linseed. We decided that we would chop the outside of the field but trowel the middle of the field. The outside of the field was a little bit damp, so we've gone for the trail. Get out the dust if I can. We've gone for the trail, as I say, in the middle of the field, and what we'll do is we'll get them either baled or possibly row them into rows, and then lightly bale them and then get rid of them that way. The straw is quite brittle, very snappy, very sharp actually. But yeah, so as I say, but we're out in the field now with Dove Farms 6600 Lexion, and it's doing a very nice job. I've just been talking to Richard and Phil about the combine because myself and Dad have come down, had a little look. Dad's gone back onto the Tatey harvester now, but we came down and had a little look at it, and it's a combine that we may well be interested in for ourselves, because as I said earlier, you know, if we go down the buy route, then this is an ideal sort of size combine for us. We're going to be reducing the amount of combinable crops that we have, and you know, this will become an ideal size. I think the flotation tyres are a really you know, sort of good touch. Obviously we're very you know, up on reducing compaction and making sure that you know, the ground is well looked after, and obviously with CTF hopefully sort of starting to coming as well, you know, it's something that we're looking for. It's a 7.7 meter header on there, and as I say, it's not taken too long to get these headlands knocked off, and say Richard's gone back now, but you know, obviously Phil and Ollie are in the field with us, and yeah, doing a good job. Ollie's got our tractor and a hired Richard Western trailer that we've got, but as I say, you know, doing a good job, and we're very grateful that you know, they kindly agreed to come and help us out, because we were stuck otherwise. But in helping out, you know, we're in a you know, a sort of much better position, because we need this linseed down and gone. You know, it needs to be winter ploughed and got on with. Not yielding all that special, and because of that, Phil is just going up and down the field rather than doing lands, because it really isn't yielding all that much. To be fair, if I'd have realised the yield was as poor as what it was, I may have just considered ploughing this in, but it looked a good crop, to be fair. I said in the last update, you know, and as you walk through it, I mean, I can't walk too far because, like I say, it's a very brittle, very sharp crop to walk through, but it does look quite good. But I've since I've been talking to Ray, because he's now back on the tractor and trailer Tatey harvesting. Dad came and had a look while they were on the changeover. George has gone mulching again, and Ruben is now out there winter ploughing. But yeah, so I was talking to Ray, and I said, like, you know, we were a bit surprised, and Ray said there's a rule in farming: if the crop looks really thick and good, it doesn't tend to yield very good. There's a lot of straw and not a lot of out else, which is kind of running true a little bit, because some of our wheat fields looked incredibly thin, but the yield on them was really good, and the same with some of our barley and oats. The oats were not as good as last year, but they weren't a disappointment. So, you know, we're still more than happy with you know, what they managed to bring in. But yeah, no, we're a little disappointed with this, because I say it looks such a good crop. I mean, the thing is, I mean, it might just be this end of the field. It might be just the headlands, because, like I say, they were damper. You know, it could be anything. You know, the other two fields, we've got a field over there, and then a field over that hedge. So, you know, those two fields, you know, suddenly may yield a lot different than you know, than this one, or this one may pick up across. I don't know. You know, you never know. And as I say, it's a case of you know, you just have to sort of kind of take what you get, really. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'm going to sign off the video here. So thanks ever so much for watching again, and also as well, you know, don't forget to subscribe and you know, hit that bell and the likes and the shares and all of the rest of it, whatever you're supposed to do. We're up to 11 subscribers now, so we're very grateful on that. And as I say, I'm going to sign off the video here. Thanks ever so much for watching this week's edition of Video Diary on the Farm, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. But I'll throw the drone up and I'll leave you with some drone footage.